Hello everybody, welcome back for another news I missed video. In keeping up with trying to push out extra videos so that everyone has something to do during this period, yeah, here's another video filled with news I missed. To kind of give an update once again for those of you who didn't see the last one, news I missed videos are full of news I missed. I used to do these a long time ago, bringing them back to give everyone something to do. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. These are always more, not silly, but like weird crypto news stories. Anyway, working at internet giant Baidu provided too much temptation for one employee who got into legal hot water for harnessing the firm's massive trove of servers to mine cryptocurrency. According to a report from China-focused news site Abacus on Monday, Anne Bang, a senior engineering working on Baidu's popular search engine, downloaded Monero mining scripts onto around 200 Baidu servers between April and June of 2018. The extra load on the systems, though, was spotted by the company, which made a report to police, resulting in this resulting in the staffer's arrest, and was ultimately handed down she got 3 years jail time and a fine of what? That seems a bit uneven. Her fine was $1,500 in sentencing last month, as per the report. I feel like a $1,500 monetary sentence equates to about a good month in prison. She got 3 years for mining Monero. The case is the latest in a string of instances where employees have succumbed to the ease of access to workplace power of infrastructure to try and make some free crypto, only to fall foul of the law. I'm almost certain that probably wasn't even a law. I don't think there were many places, especially in 2018, that had an oh my goodness. Recently in China, scientists at a top secret nuclear lab were given time in a penal colony or fines for the same crime. Ukraine has also had staff within its court systems and railways caught red-handed mining their illicit gains at work. Here's the actual article from China Tech City, where this information is from. This is not the first time that something like this has happened. Here's the other article talking about it. Oh my gosh, what? She only mined $14,000 worth of Monero and got 3 years. It seems a little uneven. Slightly uneven. There are people who launder $35 billion and they get like a month in prison with like with a tennis court. Same note, it says Russian nuclear scientist arrested for Bitcoin mining plot. This has happened. I couldn't find the other major article. It must have been scuffed away or hidden away. There was also something before where there were a couple of employees at Google who were using their mining servers to mine Bitcoin. But I could not find that news because, like, yeah, I assume a search engine got rid of it quite quickly. One of my favorite ones from before who weren't, I think this happened sometime last year. It says Chinese school teachers caught mining Ethereum at work. It says, I hope they get detention. Some of you must remember this. For those of you who don't, it's really funny. It was about this, this classroom in China. Apparently every single day the students used to go inside and they kept on hearing this like a really heavy humming noise, and they were always like, where's that humming coming from? So the teacher told them, oh, someone's doing construction outside, don't even worry, it's totally fine. And after weeks and weeks of it happening, like, the sound kept on getting louder and louder, and everyone's like, why is the school always humming? I don't understand, it's so weird. Apparently one day some teacher, because there's always one snitch, excuse my snitch isn't a bad word, I almost said excuse my language. The point is, there's always one. They decided to investigate themselves. They went, apparently it was in like the back room of the classroom. This guy had tons of mining machines. The issue was he kept on buying more, so the humming got louder. And I think he was also like arrested and stuff like that for mining Ethereum in the classroom next to him. Anyway, I'm sure this is happening in several thousand places around the world. I'm sure there are tons of people, if they can get free electricity or like free super strong servers. Like imagine, I don't know. I think the temptation would be there for a lot of people. I hope I myself would not do it. But if you had access to all the, imagine you had access to 10% of the computing power that Google has. You'd be like, oh, fine, I'll do it. Anyway, yeah, I didn't even know not that it wasn't that serious, but like, it's not. That's terrible. Like I actually feel for this person. Imagine mining Monero April, May, June for 3 months in 2018 and then finding out that you're going to get 3 years. I'll move on because this will just get me more angry as I continue saying words. Next up, cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex has listed its first ever cryptocurrency hedge fund. Good for them. Announcing the news on Monday, Bitfinex said the $280 million hedge fund, known as Fulgor Alpha, wow, terrible name, will be accessible only to rich people. The minimum investment size of the fund is $10 million for accredited investors. This was said by Paulo Arduino. We hear his name a lot. Paulo and what's the other guy? Well, I can't remember the other guy's name. The guy who actually runs Bitfinex. Christopher Hayes. Michael Jackson. What's his name? Tony Montana. I can see his face, but I can't get it otherwise. Fulgor Alpha. Wow. Fulgor Alpha. Okay, is a Bahamas-based absolute returns crypto hedge fund. Absolute return funds are usually designed to provide a steady return irrespective of market conditions and are most suitable for conservative investors. The fund's assets are held in a private custody, Dell Chain Limited, and is managed by Dell Tech Fund Services, a Bahama-based fund administrator and division of Dell Tech International Group. I guess the takeaway from this is rich people are definitely into crypto. This was a very big thing in 2018. When will the rich people get here? When will they save us with all their dirty money and all this other stuff? When will they throw it into the market? It appears they're here. Two, they are apparently on the other side of the room where we are not, because this is only limited to very rich people. It starts at $10 million. So much of, and I dare say, I wonder how long this will actually last for, or what kind of interest they've garnered from this already. In 2018, in the beginning of, I said the first half of 2019, it was a very interesting time period for us all, because we were told by many people, Coinbase, Badoop, and all these other crypto exchanges, that rich people would be the saviors of everything crypto. Come to find out that all the projects, especially from Coinbase listed about 35,000 different products for people to use on their website, and I think none of them ended up being used, and they had to actually open their doors to normal, everyday, average Joes because the rich people weren't putting their money inside of it. And then you end up realizing that the people sometimes who also move the market and can move the market higher are normal people if they all buy fragments. Anyway, so yeah, Bitfinex has a hedge fund for rich people. Oh, it says, notably, the fund is currently not available in the US. I'm sure we could have all, this could have been exempt from the entire article, and I think we still would have gotten it. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, first of all, this is an interesting, this article's written weird. I can't sugarcoat it. It says a lot of changes are coming to the cryptocurrency industry. Most of these developments are coming from within. As earning interest on crypto holdings is the main point of focus right now, looking beyond simply buying and holding appears to be the narrative for crypto enthusiasts in 2020. No, they're making that the narrative. You remember a couple of years ago, this was never really in the crypto news. The main thing that's happening right now is that people are trying to figure out a way, and they're doing it. It's actually working. They're trying to figure out a way to be able to offer people interest on their crypto, because apparently just holding it is far too boring. Given how the markets are evolving, that approach makes a lot of sense. There is no point in sitting around and waiting to see what will happen next. A passive revenue stream is always more than welcome under any market trend. In the Ethereum ecosystem, earning passive income can be done by looking into DeFi solutions. Those who are not interested in Ethereum can explore EOS and it now appears that the Edge wallet team is trying to let users earn interest as well. The latest development in this approach comes in the form of Litecoin support. Users can earn interest by simply holding Litecoin in their Edge wallet. It's a good way to incentivize users to hold more coins for longer periods of time. A lot of these have been popping up, and you've noticed, yeah, that's the end of the article. You may have even noticed a lot of times there's no real indication of how much interest you will make. I keep seeing these articles popping up. First of all, before any of you leave the video and decide to go download Edge Wallet, please look into it first. And I mean, like, really look into it. Check if they have social media. Check if they have a Twitter. Check if they have a legitimate website. Can you email them? Will they respond back? How are the cryptocurrencies held? Can you withdraw your cryptocurrency? It's all these little things. Sometimes people jump into these things rather quickly. A lot of these thus far have not been scams, but that does not mean that at some point one may not arise. The point being, it is kind of cool, of course, to buy cryptocurrencies, watch potentially the value of it going up in the everyday daily markets, and at the same exact time, you also gain extra crypto from doing absolutely nothing. I don't know what the interest rate is on the Edge wallet, and your Litecoin being inside of it. Most places have we've seen anywhere from a 2 or like a 7.6% interest, which isn't terrible. I think a lot of the higher interest rates are on stable coins. So yeah, that's another news. I didn't really miss it. It was kind of, I didn't aim at it on purpose because we're getting a lot of these, and I am fearful that this will be a repeat of the 2000s. No. I was gonna say that it would be a repeat of what happened in 2017, where there were all these different, every day there was a new coin, there was a new ICO, and they were kind of everywhere in the news, and I kind of stayed away from them because I was like, something doesn't feel right. Nothing doesn't not feel right about these, if you get the double negative. It's more like there are so many, like every single time that there's a trend in the cryptocurrency space, everyone follows it. No one asks any questions. People just kind of go, okay, that sounds great. I would love to make some extra money. And then you realize something might be wrong with it, especially with a lot of the platforms that have really high interest rates. It's not sustainable unless they give like a multi-year outlook and they go, well, as this gets cut in half, the reward gets cut in half, you will be receiving less interest over time, which still makes a lot more sense because of the prospect of in 5 years that the coin is worth a lot. You earning 6% would be absurd. So you earning 1% would still even out to the exact or roughly around the same level. Anyway, yeah, Edge wallet. I don't know many people who, we don't get a lot of Litecoin news these days. If you happen to be holding Litecoin, look deep into the Edge wallet. Exactly all the other stuff I said before, because it could be a good way for you to earn passive income, which I think is also, if you've been following the news and following the trends, I think we have about a good 2 to 4 years before a lot of these things really pick up. I think we're going to move into a passive income, universal basic income world fairly soon. I think a lot. So I was giving it a 10 to 15 year time frame before. If crypto really picks up, if the current economic situation doesn't pick up, I think we're going to see a lot more proposals for it very soon. But yeah, let's move on. Next up, Dmm Draper, the billionaire and Bitcoin bull who has backed Tesla, SpaceX, and Coinbase, is making moves into decentralized finance. He is now investing in DeFi Money Markets DAO, DMM DAO, according to the DMM Foundation's official website, on the 16th of March. Draper Goran Holm Ventures, the leading fintech VC fund focusing on early-stage blockchain startups, has purchased a stake in the form of DMG. Wow, never mind. I won't even... Now, anyway, the soon-to-be released governance token that will run the DMM DAO, as stated in the announcement. According to the official post, Dmg Token offers holders the right to vote and direct the system that bridges the gap between real-world assets and the new on-chain economy. The Dmm Protocol is the bridge between the Ethereum digital assets and real-world assets, according to the official post. The Dmm Protocol is an interface that also allows anyone to earn, 6.5% backed by real-world assets by visiting the blockchain-backed DeFi money market app, according to the announcement. Dmm launched the DeFi money market using Chainlink, Secure Oracle, validate and make viewable the asset backing on the chains. This trend is everywhere, and I don't know how long it's going to be sustainable. Every company can't always. It's the same exact way where years ago banks used to. Oh my gosh, remember the? I mentioned this before about 4 or 5 days ago, where banks used to offer very high interest rates, and I saw people in the comment section. I don't know who you are, person, but thank you for the information. Someone wrote that in the UK, apparently in the 70s or 80s, it was like 10, 15, 20% on a bank account. That's my mind can't deal with those numbers. But this seems to be like the new thing. Everyone is offering an interest rate on something, and also we have a lot of. I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe it's because I'm constantly reading the words over and over on multiple different articles. It says the Dmg token offers holders the right to vote and direct the system that bridges the gap between real-world use assets and the new on-chain economy. Not that this is dangerous. I think that this is actually great. As far as if you are a token holder, you have the right to vote on the new protocol proposals that are happening within the system. That's wonderful. What we've seen, however, what I've seen, what you should have been picking up on is that a lot of systems that have something like this, you would assume, and this is the way that I said it before in the other videos, if you have, as when we go to vote, I am a vote, you are a vote, she is a vote, he is a vote, we are all one vote. What's happening within the cryptocurrency system is instead of each wallet just being one vote, so one person gets one vote, they're really, in the case that if I have one of these coins and someone else has 200,000, well, I have a vote and they have 200,000. There are a lot of platforms that are arising that keep talking about like new governance and new so-and-so, and if you're a holder, you have a right to do so, but it's only if you're a very big holder. I'm pretty sure it was Tim Draper or Novogratz. I mixed, they're always mixing up in my head because they are basically the same venture capitalist billionaire person who got into cryptocurrency early, who just, they bought like a 10 or 20% stake in some other, this thing, like governance model type thing. And it's always fascinating. You don't buy 20% of something. Like imagine someone actively going to buy 20% of all the Ethereum or 20% of all the Bitcoin. You would go, well, they clearly have monetary interest in that, or they're trying to do something. Or like someone buying 20% of a company. They're not doing it because they like the name of the company. They want to be on the board of directors. So I feel like the technology that's given to us, that we have, we can do so much with it. So much can be done, so much good can be done, so much more equality. I'm not saying everyone has to be on the exact same level, but people don't have to always be, there are people in the world right now who actually eat mud to fill their bellies. Just gonna throw that out there. That's actually a real thing. So in the future, the future I see, we're probably gonna have a lot of these more decentralized governance things rising, but the issue is gonna be is that one vote isn't gonna be per person. It's gonna be how much you hold on the network. This is kind of the same exact thing. Think of it in the way of Ethereum and proof of stake. If you have 4 Ether, you can join a mining pool. Or if you already have 8,000 Ether, you can be your own mining pool. And you are more powerful on the network because you are able to create more coins yourself than someone else who has, you get what I'm saying? Anyway, nothing will ever be equal. That's just how life is. That's just how the universe works. But I didn't mean to spend that much time or go so deep on this topic, but I'm seeing more and more of it all the time. There are a lot of DeFi projects, which is even more weird to name it a decentralized finance, and it's not really decentralized because the people at the very head or the helm of the project own the most coins. What was that thing we were reading yesterday? Was it the Atari coin? They're getting like 35% of all the coins. It's kind of like a, just be honest. Just say you're doing this for money. Like, you're not doing this for actual decentralization. You're doing it so you make sure that you are at the top of the totem pole and you have the biggest chunk of it. Anyway, I'll just continue on. Next up, I'm going to read the headline. It says, Tesla stock slides 5% while its Model Y deliveries begin. Without even having to read the article because it's not important, it's more of a, I'm not sure where this came from. I don't know why this is a thing. For some reason, I think we've moved on from the cryptocurrency fantasy of Maseratis and other rich people cars to Teslas. As far as, like, there's a lot of Tesla news. There's a lot of Tesla, Apple, and Microsoft news in the cryptocurrency space as of late, and I don't really understand why. I understand that, you know, cars get you places and they're pretty and sleek, and then next year there's going to be a brand new model that you're also going to have to buy. But why the huge uptick in, like, as far as I can remember, I don't believe there's been any relatively recent or at all news of Tesla doing any blockchain integrations. Tesla doesn't have their own coin. Tesla doesn't, I know Elon Musk likes Dogecoin, but I think he also says that as just like a meme and like a joke on his Twitter. Yeah, there's a huge uptick in the amount of crypto websites talking about Tesla. I don't care about Tesla. I care about Bitcoin. I don't care if they're Model Y or their Model Z or any other things like that. Or I don't. Why are these things happening? So, you may have also noticed this is also news I missed because it's about a car, and it's also about, like, who I don't care. Have you seen it as well on Twitter? It's like a thing now. Like, people are always like, yeah, man, Tesla's gonna go down by like 18%, and I'm like, you're not paying attention to the other money that you have in the actual cryptocurrency. You're paying attention to the Tesla is cool. I think they do awesome things. I like their batteries. I like that they're making these like mega factories to try and power the world. All their satellites that are floating around the planet. Unless they start mining Bitcoin or integrating crypto into their systems, or all their self-driving cars run on blockchain technology, which makes it then harder to hack because it's all decentralized. Why are we talking about Tesla? Anyway, let's move on. In probably one of the more interesting news stories out there, I jumped over this before, but I feel it's worthy of a news I missed. The C word is everywhere in this, so forgive the jumping around as I'm talking. It says one of the tenets of the cryptocurrency and blockchain industry is privacy and freedom. And now privacy is at risk again. This time it's thanks to the thing that's happening around the world that's shaking global and crypto markets. As this thing continues, governments of each country are taking drastic measures to do something about it. One such move is to spy on the civilian population by tracking their movements through their private phones and other cyber measures. During the weekend, Israeli Prime Minister announced that the government would start to track the movement of people who had it through their cell phones and other digital technologies. This move, which is considered an emergency measure in the country, will also include those who, you know, as per the announcement, the action is to track people. It's only valid for 30 days during the event. I hate having to jump around, but it's very annoying. For those of you who are wondering, I can't say it because the overlords say so. So you can, I mean, look at the screen. If you're driving, don't look at the screen. But it's it says right here, South Korea and China have also adopted geofencing tools to monitor the phones of people who have it or had it. This is dangerous. one of the things I saw, I've seen multiple articles about this. The problem is that when things like this are happening in the world, you can create anything. You can create any law that you want to say that this is necessary to keep other people safe. One of the major problems is they're doing this under the idea that if you have it or had it, we can track you because we want to keep other people safe. But then what happens if 70–80% of the population is also then ended up tracked and you can't get the tracking off your phone because it's simply there? We've seen other instances before where governments have done things and then 3 or 4 or 5 years later they go, oh yeah, we're still doing it, we're really sorry, we didn't mean to. But safety first. I read an article and it mentioned this about 3 or 4 weeks ago, which was actually kind of weird. And they said what this ends up leading up to is every time that something crazy might happen, they'd be able to track everyone all the time. And this already goes with all the cameras that are everywhere, the facial recognition systems that we have everywhere, the scanning, the retina scans. I don't know if you've flown into other countries recently. A lot of them have like a fingerprint scan and retina scans. And if they're also then legally allowed to track your phones when you enter the country, you have to place it on something, download something, and you are then tracked during the duration of your stay. You kind of see where all of this is going. So this is already happening. There have been proposals here for those of you looking at the screen, proposals here as well for this to happen. And it is a dangerous precedent because you're then setting up the stage for, well, we did it before, we have to do it again. And then imagine we're ready. I don't know if you've ever turned on your phone and the GPS was already automatically on. It's very creepy. I once booked a trip somewhere, and as I'm walking through that city looking for my Airbnb, my phone knew exactly where I was going, and I was really confused as to how my phone already knew. It was because I had turned my phone off to let it get some rest, turned it back on, my GPS was already on, and it was also already being tracked through the emails that I had written and the other things that I had booked. It knew exactly when I opened up maps, it gave me the exact line to where I had to go before me even typing it in. So we are in the future. It's a little dystopian. Just make sure, not even remain vigilant, just, I don't know how to say it. You get what I'm leaning towards. This is not good, because a lot of this will result in power grabs. Yeah. Next up, the former Director General of the European Central Bank, Aurel Schubert, believes Bitcoin has no future, and sooner or later it will be on display in the Museum of Illusions. I assume that's him. In a recent panel discussion in Vienna, Austria, the former Director General of the European Central Bank, Aurel Schubert, bashed the leading cryptocurrency. The Bitcoin critic said that sooner or later, Bitcoin will be one of those objects on display in the Museum of Illusions. Aurel Schubert further added that it is clear that the digital market wants and demands some quick, safe, cross-border payment solutions available 24/7 and smooth exchanges. He also admitted that current local payment solutions are also compartmentalized and are not fit for the global economy. The former Director General of the European Central Bank is of the opinion that Bitcoin is neither a currency nor a solution, and we went on to say that it sounds like a Ponzi scheme. One, who cares? We've seen a lot of very aged individuals talk down to crypto before. They've been doing it since 2010, 2011, and look at where we are now. Two, we're seeing an uptick in the, if something does not bother you, you don't mention it. Why are so many people who are in the financial system making sure to go out of their way to talk negatively about something that doesn't matter, something that's a Ponzi scheme, something that's an illusion, something that doesn't actually matter? Is because it does matter to them, because they understand the actual future implications of something that is not only decentralized, but deflationary, especially as we've been living in this inflationary world for the past 70, 80 years or so. The other part to take away is, and I mentioned this last year as well, they don't get it. And I don't think they want to get it. I'm sure they don't. I mean, if I controlled the system and I was worth billions, I wouldn't care about the other people. They think that the problem is that we want quick, safe cross-border solutions, because the people in power don't understand that the appeal of cryptocurrencies is not only the rise in value of them, but it's the decentralization. It's the me being able to hold my moneyization. I can hold my money when I want and use it how I want at whatever time. This is a very big draw. I think we all should be able to do with our money as we so choose. My personal opinion, this is just how I feel. They don't understand that a lot of people have been burned multiple times by the current financial system. It's just about every, 7 or 8 years, there's either a recession, a downturn, millions of people lose their jobs, and the people at the very top continue to sit at the top because that's how sitting at the top works. So when the prospect or the idea of a decentralized cryptocurrency comes along and you're told, no, I'm sorry, you can't send your mother any money. No, your brother who's sick in that country, he can't get it. And then people realize that there's a solution and they start using it. This is when cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin end up catching on. They think, however, that in this hyper digitized world, when we care about our phones and our smartphones and our YouTubes, that we just want something quick, fast, digital that moves from place to place really easily, that is still based on fiat, and that's not what it is. We don't want the old system. This is the reason why so many people are getting into the cryptocurrency space. We don't want one country to tell 15 other countries, and therefore their citizens inside who should be left exempt, because it's usually a battle between the headmasters themselves, that you can't do something. Usually people in these other countries are completely not at fault. Why should someone in London not be able to send money to their grandparents in Iran because someone else on the other side of the ocean said so? It's kind of weird. My grandparents are sick. I need to send them money. Why can't I send them anything? Oh, there's Bitcoin that exists. I'll send that instead. Okay, this is how things move forward. So, I'm interested. Can't wait to see what the future of all of this means, where it's all leading to. We don't hear too much. I mean, we have our fair share of Bitcoin bashing every now and again. But we don't hear as much of it as we before did in the past. I assumption. A lot of the people who used to just hate and loathe Bitcoin are probably in it. They were probably in it before. Remember the people from the New York Stock Exchange said that who said it? Somebody said, it was either the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ, that they had been looking into Bitcoin since 2014. And I think had been buying since 2015. So a lot of the people who say they hate something are usually, why mention this out loud? Why say the word Bitcoin? Why even, who cares? There are actual Ponzi schemes happening out there right now. There are tons of people. There are probably millions of people on this planet collectively who are in some type of a Ponzi scheme right now, who are actively losing money. It's weird that the European Central Bank former general director didn't say something about that and helping those people. Weird, right? How you focus on one thing. Anyway, decentralization is very powerful. It also takes away power from those who are already in power, and I know that this depowers them because they want to remain in power. So, as time ends up going on, like I said, I'm always very excited. I don't care if prices are up or down. Prices usually, they matter to me. Of course, I like money, but it's not at the helm of a lot of what I do, because I want to see a world where it doesn't even, like I said, you don't have to have the same amount of money as everyone else. It doesn't have to be a system put in place where I get 5, you get 5, he gets 5. But I just want people to around the world to be able to have the chance to get into something like Bitcoin, to hold Bitcoin, to buy Bitcoin, to sell Bitcoin, to be able to send Bitcoin to all their friends around the world in a matter of seconds, because they want to, because they're able to whenever they need to. If someone needs help, you can send them some money. You don't have to go through a banking system and go, sir, can I please send my friend some money? It's nonsense. The way that things actually work, and the compartmentalization of the current system is just garbage, and they have no means of fixing it. Do you remember about a year and a half ago when all these banks were talking about, yeah, we have new, faster, stronger, quicker payments? People were telling me like, oh yeah, my bank got so much faster. I'm like, but your bank is still garbage. Like, your bank doesn't actually care about you. Like, your bank, the moment they are able to, if there was a law that legally said that they were able to take money out of your account at any time they chose, because they needed extra money, which a lot of countries already have laws like this, they would do it. They don't care about you. The banks aren't your friend. They're not there because they're trying to make life easier for you. They want your money. There's a reason why they charge you money to hold your money in a bank. It would be free otherwise. Anyway, the entire, oh my gosh, former ECB Director General also questioned the expensive transaction fees on Bitcoin. Sir, I'm looking you right in your eyes. Stop it. Stop it. We've seen even in 2017, when Bitcoin transaction fees were $28, you could still send $1 million equivalent in Bitcoin and you would still only be charged $28. You know where that's not possible? In the banking system. Because you usually charge around 1 to 2%. I've sent money overseas before to buy property. I will tell you the truth. And I remember the woman told me how much the fee was, and I sat there thinking, do I really need this apartment? I'll never forget it. The fees are ridiculous. And even more so, if you've been paying attention, even during this flurry, this firestorm of activity that we've had within the cryptocurrency markets over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, even when Bitcoin hit $14,000, Bitcoin transaction fees were 14 cents. 14, that is a 1-4. I think they boosted up to around 22 cents. That's fine. Imagine being able to, what would you rather do? Would you rather send $1 million and have a 2% fee? Or would you rather send $1 million and pay 33 cents? Or even $34? Even $150 is still not the same as that 1 or 2% fee. So, right. It's a little too early to get my blood pressure up. But the point is, the current financial system is a Ponzi scheme. The entire thing is made so that the people at the very top make as much as possible. Trying not to curse, I'm using my words lightly. The point is, I think crypto will be fine. I think these are the flutters of people trying to talk down about the cryptocurrency space because they either have nothing better to do with their time, or they see the writing on the wall, and it just is what it is. And to kind of finish things off, servers for gaming console Nintendo Switch and Microsoft Teams went down. A major upset as the wider world began to work from home because of stuff. Currently, network services are not available. We're sorry for the inconvenience, but please wait for a while until recovery, wrote Nintendo today on the Japanese version of its website. Microsoft Teams briefly went down today for European servers who rely on the tech giant's communication platform for work. Microsoft determined it to be a caching issue within a component of our infrastructure, though it claimed to have resolved the issue. Some users still reported outages. This is happening all over the world. I'm sure a lot of you maybe have realized your internet speed's been a little slow. It's because everyone's home. Everyone's doing something on the internet. Everyone is, usually when people are in the office or at work or somewhere else, there's not as much of a strain on the interwebs. I don't know if you saw or heard a couple of days ago. I believe it was the, gosh, what was it? I think it was the European Union. I think they were asking Netflix to lower the quality on videos to save the strain on the internet. So if you've had slower internet the last couple of days, weeks, you can maybe understand why. It's because everyone's home, or the vast majority of people are home. There are people here who are still skipping around and doing stuff they should not, probably. Anyway, yeah, that's the news I missed today. News. I'm going to try and bring another one. These do take a lot out of me. These are a bit more, not intensive, but there's a lot going on when I do these videos. And I keep noticing I keep choosing articles, and they get me really riled up for some reason. I think the world just makes me angry. So much of this could be a lot better, but I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are do have a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.